Guys, so the final episode of the Bala family has aired and it was a hot episode indeed. Now, let's first talk about this whole Bala surname. Zwai brings it up and he says that he feels like the family is not preserving it and everyone needs to be on board, including Jen and Phelo. Now, Phelo doesn't understand why he has to be on board because the day before he was told he needs to stop using the surname. And Zwai reminds him that you technically are a Bala because you take it from Umama. Umama says, no, I was not a Bala for so many years. I divorced your guys' father, and when I divorced him, according to the Xhosa family, you go back to your maiden surname, which is Komanda. So when I ended up having Phelo, he took my surname, Komanda. He did not take the Bala surname. So Zwai doesn't even fight it. He just says that this is how I know it's supposed to be from my uncles. I don't know what's happening on your side. And hey guys, so today's episode of the Bala family was so interesting. So we start first by the whole Bala family surname being persevered, and this comes from the introduction of Ubud Zwai. Now he says everyone, including Jen and Phelo, need to ensure that the surname keeps expanding. Now Phelo is kind of confused because yesterday he was told that he's no more a Bala. He needs to stop using that surname whenever he please it, and he's just now he needs to use it again. And Zwai tells him that you technically are a Bala because it comes from Umama. And Mama says no. Phelo is not a Bala. Phelo is a commander because I divorced your guys' father way before he died. And according to Xhosa culture, you go back to your maiden surname. By the time I had Uphelo, I was Ukumand, so he has to take my surname because his family has not paid lobola or damages for him. Now, Zwai and Mama go back and forth with their different opinions on this matter because obviously you know that Upud Zwai is an elder in the family, so he knows it all. Pinky finally steps in and says that she doesn't understand why Umama and Zwai are fighting when the cause of the issue, Uphelo, needs to talk. Now, once again, I did feel like she was just speaking harshly because in this matter, nothing he could say or do could change. I mean, at the end of the day, the responsibility falls on his father's family to do good by him. It's just like you, Pinky, and your daughter. Your daughter's using your surname. Why isn't she not using her father's surname? Most likely because of the fact that he didn't pay damages or lobola. But is she to blame? Does she need to solve it? Because honestly, what did Pinky expect Phelo to do? The second thing on the agenda was the beef between Zwai and Jen. Now, Jen is Loyiso's wife, and I feel like Zwai feels like he can control her, and the fact that he can't control her annoys him. He mentions that Jen had told Umama, shut up. No context, nothing. Jen corrects him and says, I said everybody shut up when things got hectic. Zwai reminds her that when you say everybody, you including Umama, which is disrespectful. Now, I'm not going to excuse homegirl because I feel like she should have known that there's certain things that you say and you do, but I'm guessing the heat of the moment, she just bursted out, Eventually, she does apologize to Umama, and as she's trying to apologize sincerely, here comes Pinky basically saying, hey bro, you're apologizing to Umama on that level. Are you also going to apologize to me on that level? Or you're going to apologize to Umama on that level because it's Umama? Once again solidifying the fact that these two people only talk when Jen does something. Irrespective of whether she does it right or wrong, they're forever going to have something negative about her, unfortunately. Then Zwei brings up the fact that Jen is disrespectful and that she needs to remember that she's a woman, and that literally makes Loyiso lose his mind. So Zwei says that Jen should not help out anymore. She should just sit there, look pretty, and keep quiet. She's not welcomed in family issues. Now, again, I find that a bit contradicting because last season, your main issue that you had with Jen was the fact that she was isolating Loyiso, not coming around, not helping, not even giving a little input. You guys were even having an issue with the fact that you guys feel like she's not saying anything to Phelo. She's not literally saying anything in terms of that he's doing it right or wrong. And now you guys are the same people who are telling her that she needs to just basically keep her mouth closed and just sit around and look. Once again, contradicting. And now, if she's gonna sit down like a furniture, why must she come there? I wouldn't. If my husband's family is saying that, Aibo, you are just like a fly in the background, what's the point of me coming at events? Like, let's be for real. Another thing that I didn't like was Zwei spoke in Xhosa, and he knows that Jen cannot hear Xhosa, but he just didn't care, and that again showed me how he deliberately views her as someone small, because if it was someone that he actually really valued, he would have never done something like that. In the end, Zwei and Loyiso begin fighting because of the fact that Zwei does not like Jen. Then move along to the beef between Loyiso and Zwei. Now, while Loyiso is trying to defend his wife, he then gets told by Zwei that, I don't even know why you're talking about your marriage, because you cannot even be able to run it. You need to focus on keeping that in order. You need to ensure that your wife is respectful, etc., etc. And Loyiso then tells him that, I don't know who you have to talk when your lobola and your issues are not even done on a proper light. And as usual, in Zwai's fashion, he starts to deflect and change the topic and make it seem like nothing happened. And I love the fact that Loyiso was like, I don't know why he's talking when his homes are not even order. Yes, he wants to dictate what's happening in other people's lives, which is the truth. I mean, he had a messy marriage with Melanie. He just came out of a relationship with Ayand. When he showed us his kids last week, he had another child which was a bit older. So how many kids does he have, and how many kids will he keep having? It's quite scary. All these kids out of wedlock. You're not marrying none of these women. It's quite sad, all the broken homes that you're creating. But oh no, let's focus on a couple who are together currently and they have kids which are living in the same household. Yeah, let's focus on that, because why are your relationships a mess? Why are your marriages a mess? Why are they not lasting? Why? Tell us. Maybe it's because you're a narcissistic little thing who disrespects women, who feels like you need to have authority over people's lives because you have no control over yours. And it's quite sad because I don't think there's going to ever be a woman who can be able to settle down to Uzwai, not with the way he thinks and the way he talks. Like, honestly, it's not going to happen. Now, the sad reality is him and Loyiso never fixed anything. It was simply a trip to the toy shop, and that was that. I don't think that they are gonna come back for another season anytime soon. What also was very distasteful for me was when it was time to go home, and instead of Upriti going with her mother and making sure that her mother arrived safely, because of the fact that her mother told them that they need to stop referring to her as another surname when she is Mrs. Javda. Just because her man died, doesn't mean that she's not Mrs. Javda. Which I also feel like that again shows me how Loyiso and Pinky want respect from the younger siblings, yet they disrespect Umama so much simply because of what they know about her. They literally talk down on her, they speak anyhow, and it's actually really telling when you see reality outside, how people perceive you, etc. So I definitely do hope that he does watch these videos and reels and Instagram pages, because he truly needs to change. Besides losing a phenomenal woman like Obontle, but he could even be losing his legs and his life. I just hope a speedy recovery, he comes back, and he literally just trains me everywhere and anyhow. But it's very, very sad to see that we have ended today's episode in this light. We have to come to the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell down below. Till next time, love and light. Bye. Mwah.